2011, my mom started showing different changes with her health mentally. We weren't really noticing it, my dad and I. It was more so of, hey, you're not doing what you used to do, so let's see what's going on. But you're still that type of woman who we know to handle everything, so we don't say much. It slowly began getting worse. She started not caring about hygiene and getting bills paid. She was just forgetting a lot of things, lying about different situations that were going on. So that became an issue. My mom and I eventually moved out, and from there, so that was like 2012. From there, that's when things got really bad, and we were getting put out of places, and she was not paying bills. I was getting put out of school because she wasn't paying for school. So 2013, my grandma came and picked her up. She moved to North Carolina, and that's when we found out that she had dementia. It took a while to get a diagnosis because of the fact that she doesn't have health care. She is in North Carolina, in a very rural part of North Carolina. It's nothing good there. So it's like you have to drive all over the place to actually get good help. So that was pretty much that. So she has frontal lobe dementia, so it's affecting her judgment and decision making, and then some memories. Like, she doesn't remember things from when I was in high school. I think she goes back to like 2011. She remembers bits and pieces, but that's pretty much where she's stuck. So if you ask her what year it is, she's going to tell you 2011. She doesn't really know like what her age is, when her birthday is, when my birthday is as her daughter. So it's little things here and there that she just doesn't remember. So I think the lowest point was when I realized, okay, I need to see my mom more. But I know I don't want to see her like that because my mom it's because of her condition, this isn't something that gets better over time. It gets worse month after month after month. So I didn't want to see my mom like that. So I was having points where I got in my car to go to North Carolina, and I sat there for like 45 minutes. And the whole time my roommate thinks I am gone, but I'm literally in my car and I could not start my car. I was just like, I don't know what to do. So I came back in the house and I went in my room and just closed the door and just sat on the floor and cried and just was like, I have to let this out. But I think that was probably my lowest point when I was like, okay, your mom is not getting better. It's getting worse, if anything. And you just have to learn how to cope with that. It's not easy, but you have to know how to do it. Mentally, I think I was trying to mask a lot of things because I was like, oh, I can handle this. It's nothing. Like, oh, my mom is going to be fine. Like, this is going to be nothing to us. We're going to get back on track in like a year, and we'll go back to life as normal. After a while, though, when I realized, oh, this isn't getting better, it's pretty much just getting worse, I went into a hole and was just like depressed. I was only leaving to go to work, leaving to do things that I know I had to do, go to class if I was still in school, but that was it. I had horrible anxiety, so I wouldn't go see her, I wouldn't talk to her. My anxiety got really bad when it was different things that would trigger it. So if somebody would bring up my mom, it was just like, no, we don't talk about my mom. Like, if I want to talk about it, then I'll talk about it. Other than that, don't ask me about it. But depression got really bad. I was literally just like sitting in my room like all the time. I wasn't eating, so I was losing a bunch of weight, and that was not good at all. So, but I just shut everybody out. I wasn't telling anybody what was going on. My dad didn't know what was going on. He knew something was wrong, but he wasn't gonna ask. He was pretty much waiting for me to say, hey, I'm depressed, I need to do something. I never got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm suicidal or anything. I got to the point though where I was like, I'm going to pick up everything and I'm out, like I'm leaving. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm cutting everybody out. And if you find me, you find me. But I was just done. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. The depression was more so a feeling of, it was just more so like, I can't do anything. Like, you can't do this right, or nothing is going right. Nothing is going as planned. And it was just this constant reminder of life is not going how I want it. So that would eventually bring you down, because I'm not graduating at the same time as everybody. My mom is sick. So it was just like, no, this isn't happening right now. And then anxiety, it was just like being overwhelmed, and too overwhelmed to the point where I'm like having breakdowns in my car and hyperventilating, because I'm just like, how am I going to handle this? Because my mom was the rock of our family. So it was like, okay, now this is falling on me. Like, how am I supposed to handle this and do things without her? Because she's the one who got me through a lot of things. So it's like, now, okay, now I got to figure this out at 18, and this is not what I plan to do. So it was just overwhelming, and just that feeling of, what do I do now? But I didn't get to the point where I was sad, but it was more so emotionless. Like, I didn't have any emotion. Like, I put on a mask for everybody. A lot of people started noticing that something was wrong, and so a lot of people were telling me like, hey, you might need to go talk to somebody. So my job offers EAP, Employee Assistance Program, so it's free. You can get counseling for free, and get a house or look for a realtor for free, stuff like that. So my friend Misha finally gave me the pamphlet for EAP, and so I think she had to give it to me like 20 times for me to finally call and say, hey, I need to talk to somebody and I need a counselor. So it was more so just people noticing, and then me finally coming to the realization and telling myself, okay, Devaney, something is not right at all, and you need to get back on track and quit, or it's gonna be bad. So with my mom's side of the family, very religious people. So when I finally opened up to my grandmother that I was going to counseling, it was just like, God is going to figure all of this out, and you just pray about it, because this is just the devil. And I'm just like, okay. But my perspective on all of that is, I'm like, I pray, I'm religious, I go to church faithfully, but at the end of the day, I feel like God put these people here who are professionals to help other people for a reason. Like, if I didn't take advantage of it, that would be dumb on my part. So I kind of have to look at it as, I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for everybody else, my grandma, my mom. I have to do this so Devaney can get back in my right mind. If prayer solely works for you, okay, great, but that doesn't work for everybody. Like that, some situations I can just pray about it, and okay, it's cool. But that was not a situation where I was like, okay, we're gonna pray about it, because this was a buildup of things from like 4 years. So it was just like, I need to talk about this with somebody. And sometimes it's just better to just talk to people. Like, and then I came to the realization, like, I can talk to all of my friends about everything, but they're not professionals, and we're all in the same age group. What are you going to tell me? Like, you're going to give me the exact same advice I'm going to give you. So what is going to help you? So that's where I got to with it. I feel like the main thing, though, is finding that counselor who works for you. Don't just stick with the first person you find and be like, oh, well, this is going to have to work. Until you find somebody that you mesh with and that you get along with, you stick with, you go to the next person, and then you find the perfect one. Luckily, I was fortunate enough, the first person I went to, I loved her. And it was just like, oh my goodness, you were the best thing that has happened in my life. It was just, she was on my side for everything, but she was also very real with me. But now I'm also at the point where I'm seeing a new counselor, and she's awesome too, and she's more real with me. And sometimes you just need that person to tell you everything you know is right, but sometimes you need that extra reassurance, like, okay, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, this is how you can handle it. So just find that person who's perfect for you. Don't just settle for some average counselor or some person you talking to online. If that works for you, great. But it honestly helps to talk to somebody face to face, where if you need to get on the floor and cry to yourself or whatever, because I have done that in my counselor's office. I have sat on the floor and just cried, and it was no judgment. It was just, okay, let it all out, and we'll go on to the next thing when you're ready. So don't shut people out, because I realized I got to the point where I wasn't telling anybody anything, and so I was giving everybody the good of my life if you have those people in your life who are like, these are your true friends, like, you know they're not going to do anything to tarnish your name or judge you, anything, talk to those people because they're going to be your support system. If you have nobody, talk to somebody at work, because I talk to people at work, because sometimes you just get to that point where it's like, you feel like you can trust somebody, and if you feel like you can trust that person, talk to them, let it out, but do not hold all that stuff in, because it will hurt you in the long run, and you'll just break, and it will be out of nowhere that you break. You'll be in Target and just have a breakdown in the middle of the lotion aisle or something.